Broadcom, VMware, 5V0-37.22 exam practice questions with explanations are available in the video for you to study. Which VMware component primarily abstracts and manages compute, storage, and networking resources from vSphere to deliver multi-tenant cloud environments? A. VMware ARIA Operations, B. VMware Cloud Director, C. VMware NSX Manager, D. VMware vSAN. The answer is B. VMware Cloud Director, VCD, is the abstraction layer that enables multi-tenancy and resource segmentation by orchestrating vSphere, vSAN, and NSX resources. It presents these resources as logical organization VDCs for different tenants. Providers define policies and allocation models, while tenants consume these as self-service cloud resources. This architecture decouples infrastructure management from service consumption. The result is consistent cloud governance across compute, network, and storage domains. In an NSXT integrated telco cloud environment, which type of network pool enables the creation of overlay-backed org VDC networks for tenants? A. VLAN-backed network pool, B. Geneve-backed network pool, C. VXLAN-backed network pool, D. Port group-backed network pool. The answer is B. NSXT uses the Geneve protocol to encapsulate overlay traffic between transport nodes. A Geneve-backed network pool allows VMware Cloud Director to provision org VDC networks decoupled from physical VLAN constraints. This provides elastic and scalable L2 per liter 3 segmentation across data centers. Such overlay-backed networks are foundational for NFV and telco cloud designs. They ensure flexibility while maintaining security and isolation per tenant. A cloud provider must ensure guaranteed compute resources for mission-critical VNFs. Which org VDC allocation model is most suitable for strict CPU and memory guarantees? A. Pay-as-you-go, B. Allocation pool, C. Flex allocation model, D. Reservation pool. The answer is D. The reservation pool model dedicates 100% of the allocated compute and memory to the tenant, ensuring deterministic performance. Unlike pay-as-you-go or flex models, it does not rely on resource overcommitment. This model is best suited for latency-sensitive and performance-critical workloads common in NFVI environments. However, it reduces provider efficiency since resources cannot be shared. The trade-off is justified when service-level agreements require hard reservations. Where does a provider administrator typically configure syslog forwarding for VMware Cloud Director cell appliances? A. vCenter Server Advanced Settings, B. VCD Tenant Portal Logging Section, C. VCD Cell Appliance Management Interface, VAMI, D. Provider VDC Resource Settings. The answer is C. Syslog forwarding is configured from the VAMI, Virtual Appliance Management Interface, of each Cloud Director cell. This ensures system-level logs are transmitted directly to a central log aggregator like ARIA Operations for Logs. Configuring it at the appliance level allows consistent logging across multiple cells. It's also a VMware recommended best practice for operational visibility. This configuration is independent of tenant-level settings in VCD. A tenant using the flex allocation model observes degraded performance during platform-wide resource contention. What characteristic of this model explains such behavior? A. Org VDC guarantees are unlimited by design. B. CPU limits are enforced strictly per VM. C. Resources beyond the guaranteed level are shared and contended. D. The flex model disables vSphere DRS balancing. The answer is C. In the flex model, guarantees define the minimum reserved resources, while usage above that threshold competes with other tenants based on vSphere shares. This design promotes flexibility and overcommitment efficiency. However, during contention, workloads relying on burst capacity may experience delays. The model balances fairness and efficiency but requires appropriate guarantee settings for critical workloads. Proper tuning of shares and limits mitigates contention impact. A tenant cannot deploy new VMs in their org VDC, even though resources appear available. The provider discovers that the associated provider VDC is disabled. What occurs in this situation? A. Existing VMs are shut down immediately. B. Existing workloads continue running, but new deployments fail. C. Network connectivity is lost across the org VDC. D. Resource allocation automatically shifts to another provider VDC. The answer is B. When a provider VDC is disabled, existing virtual machines continue to operate because their resources remain active on vSphere. However, new provisioning or power-on actions cannot succeed since resource allocation requests are blocked. This mechanism protects existing services while preventing new capacity use. It's often used during maintenance or compliance audits. Administrators must re-enable the PVDC before new VM deployment can resume. What is the main purpose of a VMware Cloud Director catalog? A. To host NSX firewall policies. B. To store and share VAPP templates, ISOs, and media for reuse. C. To define allocation models and compute policies. D. To monitor tenant network usage. The answer is B. Catalogs in VCD act as content repositories for reusable templates and ISO images. They promote consistency and automation across tenant deployments. Providers can publish shared catalogs globally, while tenants can create private catalogs for internal use. This mechanism aligns with infrastructure as code principles by standardizing deployment artifacts. Catalog-based deployment simplifies version control and reduces provisioning errors. Which NSXT component is responsible for performing distributed routing and firewall enforcement directly on SG hosts? A. NSX Edge Node. B. NSX Manager. C. SG Transport Node. D. vCenter Server. The answer is C. SG hosts act as transport nodes in NSXT and implement distributed routing and distributed firewalling functions at the hypervisor level. This eliminates unnecessary traffic hairpinning through edge devices for east-west communication. It ensures micro-segmentation and high performance for intra-tenant traffic. The NSX manager orchestrates the configuration, but enforcement occurs locally on transport nodes. This design is fundamental to NSXT's scalability and efficiency. Which telco cloud component provides lifecycle management for Kubernetes clusters and their workloads? A. NSXT Manager, B. vCenter Server, C. Telco Cloud Automation, TCA, D. ARIA Operations for Logs. The answer is C. Telco Cloud Automation, TCA, manages the lifecycle of CNFs and VNFs, including cluster creation, scaling, and decommissioning. It interfaces with vSphere, NSXT, and Cloud Director for unified orchestration. TCA ensures consistency across telco cloud environments through automated blueprints and policies. This reduces manual configuration and operational errors. It plays a central role in aligning Telco NFVI with cloud-native operations. Why might logs from VMware Cloud Director appear as unparsed syslog entries in ARIA operations for logs? A. The VCD cells are sending logs via TCP instead of UDP. B. The VCD content pack is missing or disabled in ARIA logs. C. The ARIA logs collector is overloaded. D. The syslog port configuration is incorrect. The answer is B. Without the VMware Cloud Director content pack installed, ARIA operations for logs cannot interpret log patterns or extract structured fields. The content pack provides parsing rules, dashboards, and alert definitions tailored for VCD logs. When missing, logs appear as generic text without meaningful categorization. Installing and enabling the content pack restores full visibility and contextual search capability. It is a crucial step in integrating VCD logging into a centralized monitoring system.